Ladies and gentlemen.
我係咪開始㗎？
係嚟。
Oh. Okay, so I think the most important thing for most people who haven't had SARS experience is to understand how to approach protecting yourself, because it's not just as simple as staying at home or when you go out staying away from people. The way we approach it in Asia, because we've had SARS, we've seen people just sort of die like flies around us. The mentality when you go outside is to assume that you're already infected in order to protect yourself from other to make sure other people are protected from you, but also to protect yourself from other people, because a safe public means a safe you, and a safe you means a safe public. The second really important thing to know is to think that as soon as you step out the house, the virus will stick itself to every single part of you. It seems extreme, but hypervigilance is so important right now. So a really basic checklist to remember, just based on what I wrote to my friends, is to stay at home when you can. Not everybody has the privilege, I know, but if you can, stay at home. Wash your hands like your life depends on it, because at this point your life really does depend on it. Don't touch your face, your nose, your mouth, your hair. Don't do this with your hair, because that's pretty bad actually, I'll explain later. Don't go hang out with your friends. Don't nip outside for coffee and cake. Do not hang out with people from Tinder. Protect yourself, but mostly protect your elderly, the children, and people with long-term immune diseases. So anybody with diabetes, that counts. They're very susceptible to this illness and they get it worse. And don't invite people over to your house for dinner or for anything. We don't see extended family, it's just the nuclear family in the house. Hand washing is an extremely important part of this disease. We know from every single news outlet that you have to do it, but how? So first of all, everyone knows, or we all know, to wash our hands for the equivalent of 2 happy birthday songs. Look it up on the internet, they teach you how. It's more than just doing this or running your hands under the faucet. There's a system, get under your nails, get to your wrist, do it for a long amount of time. But also, it's really important to, and we only learned this today actually, that the soap that you use, and you must use soap, has to be of pH 10 and above. That's how you know that the soap will work and will get rid of germs. On to leaving the house. When you leave the house now, there's more than just kind of your keys, your wallet, and your phone that you have to bring with you. And I've just laid some of the things that I bring out with me here today. So I always use now a cloth bag. This used to all be in leather, but because you can't disinfect and you can't put leather under bleach, I've now just decided to use cotton for everything. So what I have is, a mask, very important. I wore this here and I'm saving it because I don't want to waste it, but here is my mask, and I use 1 per day, and I always throw it away at the end of the day because I'm very lucky to have enough, and that keeps us safe because you don't, if any virus gets on here and you save it for the next day, then you're kind of screwed. So we try to only use 1 mask per day. And the second thing is to have things to store your mask. So you see how I'm kind of just doing this. When I eat, which is really the only time I should be taking off, or you should be taking off your mask, I put a layer of tissue on the surface so that my mask doesn't get onto the surface. And the reason for that is if there's virus here, you don't want to put it on the surface and contaminate your surface. But if there's virus on the surface, you want to make sure that that's not getting onto your mask. And then where I breathe, I put another one on top because, for example, like if I didn't have it and I'm just talking and I'm sick, or I'm asymptomatic and I didn't know it, and this was somebody else's mask, I'd infect them. And that would not be nice. So you cover it. And then you leave it and you eat, and then you put it back on when you're done. But now, because there's a whole industry around this, we have like different things to keep our masks in. Yesterday, my dad got me this, and you can sort of put your mask, you can hang your mask.
Inside here.
Oh, you can put your mask inside here, put it in here, hang the straps out, close it. See? Easy peasy. Oh, and then I have another demonstration. This is a really good one. A lot of people in Hong Kong have been using this. They're putting it in their pockets. It's called a mask keeper. My friend Kat gave it to me because her friend made it, but it's really good. What you do, I keep spare masks in here actually. So this is a brand new clean one. I put it in here, I fold it in half, and then I kind of wrap it around, and I keep it in my bag just in case like you know, sometimes water can be spilled on your mask. You know, things happen. So it's always good to have spares. And also, I carry spares around me sometimes because if I see people without a mask on the street, I tend to give it to them and tell them to just wear one because it's safer for everyone. And then it's very important to have wet ones or wet wipes. It doesn't have to be wet ones. It can be literally anything with alcohol. But I wipe my surface, I wipe my glasses, I wipe my laptop, I wipe my phone. This is very important. When I go home, I use so many of these to wipe my phone, my wallet, my keys, anything that goes outside, I wipe it with this. And also, like, when you go eat, wipe your surface. When you work, if you have to go to the office, wipe your office table. Even before this happened, when I used to go into the office, I would wipe my surfaces every day because you don't know who's been on it, what the lady who cleans it or the guy who cleans it uses. Like if they've wiped something dirty and then they wipe your table, then all that dirt gets on you. So I do that for myself. And then once you wipe everything, or when you touch anything, like for example the lift, if you didn't have tissue, then I always carry antibac solution with me, hand sanitizer, so that my hands are clean. That's also very important. But also I just want to say, this hand sanitizer is not actually as good of a method of cleaning your hands as actually just washing it with soap and water for 2 happy birthday songs. And I have tissues. Tissues are really important actually because, here, I'll demonstrate. Because if you touch the lift, what we do usually now is I put everything between me with a tissue. Like if I'm on public transport, because not everybody is, you know, privileged enough to have a driver drive them around, you just rip this into quarters. And like this is what my mom taught me actually, because my mom teaches me most things related to hygiene. I use this to press lifts, and what you do is like, you press the button, beep, and then you press close, and then, you know, and then, I don't know, like maybe you have to press it open for someone. And once you're done with this tissue, do not do what I caught my dad once doing, which was put it back in his pocket. You have to throw it in the garbage. Throw it in the bin right away, because that's like done. Like as soon as it touches a surface that other people could have touched, assume it has the virus, because it might. I mean, it probably does. And also, very important is that when you're on public transport, and this is like when the half comes in useful, when there's a pole or like a handle, make sure you hold it like that. Or, you know, with the pole.
This is the pole.
Yeah. Like that. Never touch anything, you know, that is not coming out of your own pocket. And then once that's done, throw it away. Do not keep it. Do not keep it. And it's not like just you guys, you know, I have to educate people at home too.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
好啦，咁啊各位會好奇怪啦，點解突然之間健康蛋轉咗 channel 全英文對白咧？咁啊，我就啲英文就係媽媽夫婦 ，OK， 媽媽夫婦。咁點解要咁做咧？就因為阿女其實佢有一啲嘅，佢讀書嘅時候認識咗好多嘅洋人同學啦。咁喺今次嘅疫情入邊咧，無論喺歐洲又好美國又好咧，佢哋嗰啲洋人同學咧，其實唔知道發生咩事 ，information 好少。然之後點去應付咧，就唔似我哋咁話要記得要點好唔識啊，完全唔知啊，冇一個零 concept。咁所以咧，咁佢係好肉緊啦。於是佢就點啊？你係寫咗篇嘢。
係，我本來寫咗個 email 俾佢，話俾佢聽佢可以點樣保護自己。
純粹俾啲同學嘅啫。係。咁結果咧就喺佢亦都喺你嗰個咩 Zaneta.com 啊
，ZanetaChang.com
嘅 blog 嗰度。
係。
咁就擺咗喺度咧，好多人就將佢即係喺外國喎，就轉載咗。
即係我啲朋友俾佢哋屋企人啊，再俾其他朋友。
係啊，因為佢又好長氣，寫到好長氣咁啊好仔細，好 detail。咁我睇咗之後咧，我覺得咦，其實喺健康蛋嘅觀眾層入邊咧，都理論上都有好多，你一定有一啲外國嘅朋友，或者你嘅下一代。佢哋都有佢哋嘅同學，佢哋都係外國人，但係佢哋真係唔知道點樣去應付呢個疫情。咁我哋點樣苦口婆心講咧？我就算我點樣翻譯都，佢哋都唔會聽。咁所以我就要叫個女嚟咧講一次，即係用即係英文，就佢哋熟悉嘅語言講一次俾佢聽。大致上佢應該注意嘅係咩嘢？咁希望我 等佢嗰個唔係話啊佢英文特別叻，唔係，係因為佢可以用呢個佢嘅英文咧去幫你哋。你哋如果睇咗呢段嘢之後覺得有用嘅話，幫手傳過去俾你叫啲仔女啊，傳過去俾外國嘅朋友。佢哋可能真係唔識中文啊，我都唔知邊個鄭丹瑞唔抵啊，唔緊要。但係你聽一聽呢一段，即係我哋喺呢度就係咁樣去面對疫情，去 tackle 佢，去應付佢。咁你話俾佢聽，試下聽一聽啦，聽原來要咁樣㗎。咁等佢哋知，起碼等佢得個知字。呢個就係我想叫我女嚟，即係用英文講一次，俾一啲即係真係唔識中文，唔知道我哋係邊個，冇睇過健康蛋，但係你嘅朋友。係外國朋友，係同學，好好嘅朋友，佢哋真係唔知道點樣去應付嘅。
Which was really dumb.
Wrong.
Dame. That means
Dame.
no in Japanese. Anything that is outside is basically toxic. Never ever put this back in your closet with all your other clothes, because if you imagine coronavirus germs being on this, it will travel onto your other clothes.